What if the reason you feel stuck is not laziness, weakness, or a lack of talent? What if your brain is simply protecting the version of you it already knows? In this lesson, we are looking at manifestation through a neuroscience lens, not as magic, not as sitting on the sofa and waiting for your dream life to arrive, but as the process of training your brain to recognize, choose, and repeat a new reality. The first idea is simple but powerful. Your brain likes what is safe and familiar. It acts like a prediction machine. It filters what you see, feel, and expect through the patterns it already knows. That is why change can feel strange, even when the change is good. A new career, a new relationship, a new business, a new body, a new level of confidence. Your conscious mind may want it, but your brain may still be wired for the old version of you. This is one reason procrastination happens. A neuroscientist explains that one major cause is an identity mismatch. Your goal says, I want to write the book, but your identity still says, I am not an author. Your goal says, I want to build a business, but your identity still says, people like me do not do that. And when your sense of self does not match the action, your default mode of behavior pulls you back to what feels normal. So the first shift is not, how do I force myself? The better question is, who would I be if this goal were already part of my life? An author writes, a podcaster records, a healthy person moves, a confident person keeps promises to herself. You do not wait until the outside world gives you the title. You begin practicing the identity now. Think of falling asleep. You lie down, close your eyes, slow your breath, and act like you are asleep until the brain follows. Identity works in a similar way. You practice being the version of you who does the thing until your brain starts predicting that behavior as normal. But this does not mean pretending without action. It means choosing a new label and then behaving in alignment with it. Instead of saying, I hope I become that person someday, you ask, what would that person do today? Maybe she writes one page. Maybe she sends one email. Maybe she records one imperfect video. Maybe she says no to the habit that keeps her small. This is how the old self begins to dissolve, not through one dramatic breakthrough, but through repeated evidence. Your brain starts to learn this is who we are now, and little by little, the future stops feeling like a fantasy and starts feeling familiar. And that is the first lesson. You do not manifest a new life while constantly rehearsing the identity of your old one. The second reason people stay stuck is fear. Not always obvious fear. Sometimes it looks like overthinking, perfectionism, scrolling, waiting, or I'll start when I feel ready. But underneath, the brain may be asking, what happens if this actually works? The neuroscientist suggests getting specific about your fears. Most people are specific about their goals, but vague about what scares them. They say, I want a successful podcast, or I want a better life, but they never ask what success might cost emotionally. More visibility? More judgment? More responsibility? Because the brain is designed to keep you safe, it may delay the very thing you consciously want. Not because you are incapable, but because some part of you has connected that goal with danger. The tool is this. Take the goal all the way to the end. Imagine it actually works. Imagine the book becomes a bestseller. The business grows. The relationship gets serious. The new identity becomes visible. Then ask, what am I afraid might happen? Write it down. Name the fear. When you label an emotion, you bring the thinking part of the brain back online. You stop letting an invisible fear run the show from the background, and then you can rewrite the story. Yes, being seen may bring criticism, but it can also bring support. Yes, opening your heart may feel risky, but it can also bring connection. Yes, growth can feel uncomfortable, But staying the same has a cost too. The third reason people stay stuck is cheap dopamine. Social media, endless videos, late-night scrolling, fast snacks, binge-watching, tiny rewards. The problem is not pleasure itself. The problem is when your brain is constantly fed small rewards, it has less drive to go after the bigger task that would actually change your life. The strategy is simple. Withhold reward, not as punishment, but as training. Choose something you genuinely enjoy. A walk, a special coffee, a favorite show, a small purchase, time to play, and place it after the meaningful action. First the page, then the reward. First the application, then the dinner. First the workout, then the relaxing evening. This teaches your brain that the big task leads to something valuable, and when you finish, do not rush past it. Take a moment and say, "I'm proud of you. Good job." Positive self-talk turns progress into a reward signal. It teaches the brain. This action is worth repeating. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about looking out for future you. It is choosing the action that protects the person you are becoming. So if you feel stuck, ask 3 questions. Is my identity aligned with this goal? What fear have I not named yet? And am I giving my brain so many small rewards that it has stopped reaching for the bigger life? Now let's look at manifestation without turning it into fantasy. Here, manifestation is not wishing harder. It is rewiring your brain so it can perceive, choose, and act on what you want. One example comes from a study with kittens. Some kittens were exposed only to horizontal lines. Others were exposed only to vertical lines. Later, their brains had developed around what they had been shown. The point is perception. Your brain can only easily notice what it has been wired to recognize. So ask yourself, what opportunity could be right in front of me but invisible to my current identity? What career, confidence, relationship, or creative life might I not even be seeing? This is why exposure matters. Put yourself near people, ideas, environments, and stories that make your dream feel normal. You are not copying someone else's life. You are expanding what your brain believes is possible. The neuroscientist gives a simple 3-step process. First, identify the feeling you think your goal will give you. You do not only want the thing, you want the feeling you believe the thing will bring. A relationship might mean safety. Money might mean freedom. A successful project might mean confidence. Second, write down all the reasons you already have to feel that way now. Maybe you have survived hard things. Maybe you have built skills. Maybe you have kept going when quitting would have been easier. This matters because your brain may be ignoring evidence that already exists. Third, list actions you can take today to give yourself that feeling. If you want to feel accomplished, finish one meaningful task. If you want to feel supported, support yourself with better boundaries. If you want to feel official, act more professionally in one small area of your life. This changes the energy of the journey. You are no longer chasing the goal from lack. You are becoming a match for it while taking aligned action. And this is where letting go matters. Desperately needing an outcome can increase stress, narrow your perception, and create tunnel vision. You may miss alternate paths because you are forcing one single route. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means focusing on the inputs you control and releasing the exact how and when. One final shift. When you see someone with something you want, do not turn it into jealousy. Use the sentence, "That's for me too." Jealousy says, "That is not available to me." Inspiration teaches your brain to include the possibility. Your old self was built from old patterns, labels, fears, and repeated behaviors. Your new self is built the same way, through attention, repetition, identity, emotion, and action. One repeated signal at a time, you teach your brain who you are becoming next. Please subscribe for more videos that help you learn better, think deeper, and grow with confidence. Watch the next video on screen to keep the momentum going, and explore the playlist for more simple ideas that can genuinely change the way you live and learn.